Hey, it's Jeff at 650 Cycle, and around me and behind me I have a whole bunch of CX500 parts. And this is a second part video of one I already did on a motor that was locked up and I didn't know why. One of the pistons wasn't moving, so I couldn't use it the way I had intended. So I kind of want to walk through the bike that I was hoping to put it in, and then what I've discovered in that motor. So let's get to that. This is all the parts out of the motor that was locked up. Kind of had to take everything apart and off. Covers, front cover, back cover, heads, the radiator, all of that. The transmission had to come out in order to get to the rings. Now, one of the driving factors in me doing that was to see what the process was, because I'm hoping to not have to do it on this bike. This is my son Alex's CX500. It's a 81 CX500, and I found some indications in the head gasket that led me to believe that maybe that is the issue with the compression in this cylinder. I'm really hoping, because this is a process, something that I don't necessarily enjoy, to take this apart and put rings in. So I'm hoping that this head gasket will fix this bike. Well, let me show you the motor that I did get apart and what exactly was going on inside of it to where that one cylinder wasn't moving, that one piston wasn't moving. All right, this is the motor that one piston was not moving. And as you can see, in taking a CX500 apart to put rings in it, everything's got to come apart. That's why I am not looking forward to doing it on that one. It is not my thing. It's not something I enjoy. I will do it for that bike because I think that bike deserves it, but I don't really want to. Anyways, getting back to this one, the transmission sits right in here, the oil pump is over here, and once I got this front cover off, I could see that this rod cap was sitting down here in the bottom, and it looks as if I have a whole rod bolt and a half of one. So it looks to me like what happened was probably the nut came off the back of this one, and then it stressed this. It stressed this one and broke it. That's this bolt right here. Broke this one off, and then the rod cap fell off in the bottom and caused catastrophic failure. It was probably making a large amount of noise. There are marks on the bottom where this is the crank. There are some marks down here. There's a big chunk missing out of the side right here. Overall, I don't think that would affect the performance of it, but I have no intentions of putting this thing back together. Usually when I do a motor also, it's a much more organized form of chaos. I knew I wasn't putting this bike back together, so I just kind of threw everything in wherever. But that's what happened with this. The cap came off of this for some reason. Now, I've not found the missing nut that was on this, and have not found the other bearings. No idea where they went. They're not there. They're gone. So that's what happened to this motor, as to why it wasn't moving. I'm going to put this in a playlist with that video so that you can see me testing the function of it. I was rolling so far, and this one was moving, and this one was not moving at all in that limited range of motion. So just a quick short video to kind of show. I pulled that motor apart to see what it took to get everything apart to change the rings, and I wanted to see what the failure was in that motor. So just a curious thing on both ends, but I'm really hoping that I don't have to do it on this bike, because there was a lot involved in it. And taking it apart's easy, but getting it back together right is always kind of tricky, regardless of who you are. And it's not like some guys just absolutely love to pull a motor apart and then put it all back together and make it run perfectly, and that's not me. That's not what I enjoy about motorcycles. So I'm really hoping that the head gasket fixes Alex's bike. So I hope you enjoyed this video to kind of see what was going on with that motor. That's kind of why I took it all apart, and kind of wanted to see what the process was going to be if I have to change rings on Alex's bike. So not really looking forward to it. It's not my thing. I will do it because I think this bike deserves it. It's a pretty cool bike, and I have the ability. It's the desire that I don't really have on pulling motors apart on motorcycles. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at 650cycle. And if you're out riding, ride safe.